The divine feminine, the true representation of the divine mother. You see, divine feminine always displayed some type of resistance to what the normal was, you know. As divine feminine had her first child, she gave birth naturally, meaning without drugs. Okay. This was something, I was in labor. Let me just speak in the third person, all right? She was in labor for 2 days straight. And after the birth of her child, she then took it upon herself to nurture her child from her natural breast, which was also looked down upon in society, especially at that time. She breastfed her child in public, of course, covered. During these moments of nourishment for her child, Divine Feminine ultimately knew that these tender moments were going to be felt and captured and would ultimately create an unbreakable bond between herself and her child. This is the reason why she chose to breastfeed, you know. Now, society would have disagreed with that and thought it was weird and preferred to actually, pump up their children with hormones and manufactured powder, all the while they just didn't think that that little bit of time that you could have sat down with your child, could have had a tremendous effect on who they were, who they are as little beings. Okay. People seem to overlook the importance of that bonding between a mother and a child and tried to take that away from me. Now, Divine Feminine did not allow that, or I should have said, take that away from her. Okay. I'm trying to speak in third because this is not only my story, this is also other stories who also went through the same exact thing that I did. Okay. Now, we were looked down upon because we stayed at home with our children. However, we knew that our children were safe and we knew that they were going to take on the personality traits of us. This was big for me. You see, I knew that if I bottle fed my child, that would be ultimately taken away the time and the love that could have been given to that child instead of just laying them on the couch or the bed and just propping the bottle up and bam, leave them alone, whatever. Right? You see, this is how I saw things. I saw the beauty in that moment of the bonding. Okay. As I was breastfeeding my child, I would look down into their eyes and they would look up into my eyes and they would just be filled with love. That moment alone is priceless. Not many could understand that because they did not see and they did not do that. Okay. Now, also growing up, my children, I had put them into homeschooling so that I could protect their innocence, so that I could protect their mentality, because I knew, and this was also going against society's norm, right? You guys see the resistance natural resistance in the way how things are supposed to be, or the way how things that, the way how people live their lives. I never did it like that. Divine feminine has always been connected to spirit and always was led, divinely guided to live her life a certain way. And it was not of the norm. Now, the reason why I did not want my children out there, because other children, they tend to carry on from, their families, and they tend to say certain things and do certain things, exposing my children to bullshit and to just unthinkable behaviors. Okay. I tried to protect them for as long as I could. All right. Now, me being a stay-at-home mom, also against, right, the norm, because I was even slandered for being a stay-at-home mom, as if I was not doing a duty. Like I said before, I was Cinderella. I still feel like Cinderella sometimes, but it's a beautiful thing because I'm okay with that. However, a lot of people tend to place a value on me because I was not working. You see, and the thing is that the way how I saw things, the way how I see things is that as long as my sons, as long as my children were not taking on the personality traits of some stranger or some nanny or some child care provider, okay, there was no excuse for their personality to be different than mine's. You know what I mean? It was no excuse that I was not allowing other people to mold them into the beings that they were, because I was at home with them. I was the one raising them. I took a lot, and I take a lot of pride in that. And that was trying to be taken away from me, as if I was doing something wrong. And still I resisted. This is the resistance to the norm. That is who divine feminine is. Divinely guided. And nobody could ever understand that. And as much as I tried to explain it, it still didn't matter, because it wasn't the norm. I've always done things my way. And I don't want to say my way. It was just the way how I was led to do them, which was ultimately against the norm. Now, when I decided to kind of change my mindset, and then I went out there and got a job, do you know that the devil crept in quickly, swiftly? I'm not going to get into that. However, I've been doing a lot of work. I have been working on my son, because he was affected by that swift attack. Okay. However, he is recovering smoothly, with the guidance of me, of course, with the love that I supply to him, because that love is healing. And see, nobody can ever understand that. And that's why I was always looked down upon. But you see, I am the resistance. Divine feminine has always resisted the societal or social, normal way of existing. The divine mother is the divine feminine. And all of these things that I just spoke about are what make her divine. The fact that she prepares her children's meals every single day with love. knowing that what they are eating is great for their bodies and it's great for their souls and it was made out of love. The fact that they are with me and I am spending time with them, teaching them who they are instead of, pushing them to the side and, putting them to the next video game or the next cartoon or whatever the case may be, or, just leaving them with someone else to watch while you go in so-called work, right? That is something that there is so much more value in being a mother, the divine feminine, the divine mother. There's so much more value in that than any job can ever bring in monetarily. Let me just make that fucking clear. And this is to all, everybody, but this is more for the women who believe like they're worthless because they were, stay-at-home moms. And no. That is why your children are the way how they are. They're beautiful, they're intelligent, and there is no social issues because guess what? We sit there and talk to them all the time. Great conversation, intellectual conversation. This is part of being a divine mother. The time and energy that we spend on our children greatly affects who they become. And if their time is being spent with the nanny, then ultimately you're going to end up blaming the nanny for your kid being fucked up. So, anyways, I'm just saying. All of us divine feminines were always looked down upon, and we are the resistance. So keep on resisting, divine mothers. You are exactly what this world needs. You are exactly how the world should be. Divine Mother. Anyways, I just wanted to explain that to you guys. If you did not know, this is a little bit of background on the resistance, the process of this divine existence. It was not easy at all. Everybody opposed me being me because of their idealism on what it should be. Not understanding that they were all not in control of what was really going on because they couldn't see clearly. I could all along. I could see clearly. I just didn't have the time to explain it to anybody. Didn't really feel the need, and everybody was bashing me for no fucking reason. And the thing is that, I never opposed the way how people live their life. I just did mine differently. It's not like I was like, oh, you got a nanny and, you got a babysitter or whatever. And you go, oh my gosh, oh, you go buy McDonald's after work every day for your kid instead of preparing their meals. Oh, okay. Yeah. It is what it is. If that's what you think is having a family and you're living your divine, feminine nature by working all the time and being away from your children, providing them with a meal, which would be a drive-through, McDonald's or something like that. Something quick, something fast, right? As long as you feed them, I'm over here baking them cookies and cakes and, wedding size cakes for each birthday. Something that my kids love. What you know about that? I am the resistance. I am the divine feminine. And it's not that I am resisting intentionally. This is the natural flow of me. I am divinely guided. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that little fact about the divine feminine, divine mother. And I know most probably won't even agree with me, and that's fine. I'm used to it. I live my life like this. Everybody's always disagreed with the way how I've done things because I don't go with the norm. Like I said, I am the resistance. Anyways, sending everybody peace, love, and light, truthfully. Until next time.